Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Albert, and in this channel I am documenting my progress and process of selling Tesla puts, trying to make several $1,000s each month. And hopefully you can follow along with me as I do this. So I had a couple of goals that I wrote last week for the new year 2022, and one of them is to make 150K this year selling Tesla puts. The other one is to upload 50 YouTube videos. Oh yeah, also last week I also mentioned I started a new playlist. It's my beginner's guide to selling puts, and that's probably 7 or 8 videos, and they're pretty short, so check that out. I'll link it here as well. So this week I banked my first 3K, or last week I banked my first 3K, closing out a put. So I sold that put originally for $3,500 for $920, and last week I closed it a little bit early, and I profited. I bought it back for $171, so I profited roughly $3,300. Last week I also uploaded 6 videos, so I'm doing very good on my goals so far. And here are the puts I have currently out, and everything else is the same other than the one that I bought back. That one's gone now. And what had happened last week, if you don't remember, a lot has happened, but last week they came out with the delivery numbers. Tesla stock shot up like crazy to 1,200, and then the Fed released, I guess, some notes that they may start tapering faster or start decreasing the supply of money or whatever. Macro environments caused all prices to go down. Tesla was down with them as well. But what happened was when Tesla shot up, I was like, I should sell another put. I waited a few days. Then as I started going down, I sold the put. Right here, you can see I sold 975 put for March, and I made about $5,700 from it. However, I sold it when the stock price was around 130, and now it's 10 something, so or 1130. Now it's 10 something. So yeah, obviously that's down. So I'm down about $2,000 on that already. Luckily, it's a long-term. It's like a 60-day put, so I'm not super worried about it. Although I did wish I held on a little longer before I sold it. So that one's down. And you can see others are down a little bit as well since last week. However, mostly everything is in the green. I have 2 puts expiring this month, which is the January 21st one and January 28th. And hopefully those finish in the money or out of the money as well. So I think I stay above 960, and I think that's pretty reasonable. And if I do that, I will have made roughly $11,000 for the month. So that's just in line with what my goals are. To make about 150K, you need to make about 12K a month. So hopefully this turns out okay. And then February, I think we're pretty much already lined up for that as well. So what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to sell another put until both of these expire. I just want to play it super safe because I don't really need to until we get to maybe right before the 28th. So yeah, so that's it. So in other news, what's going on with Tesla? Yeah, so like I said, they released Q4 deliveries last week, and the stock shot up, and then it's been falling due to macro environment. I'm not super worried about it, although I am a little bit, just because anything can happen. But I'm not worried about it in terms of Tesla. But some good things are happening soon. They're going to start producing out of Berlin and Texas very, very soon, which is going to be great because think about how many more cars you're going to be able to produce. Q1 earnings are coming out soon, and based on the production numbers, those numbers are going to be probably pretty good. I think margins will be very awesome. If you don't remember, I think last quarter they were producing at about 30% gross margin, about 15% operating margin. I think other car companies are probably at a 15% gross margin. So that is going to be amazing. And then what happened was the car price, they've been increasing that because of demand. So that's all going to go straight into margin. Other things I thought was kind of interesting that I learned, I guess. Number one is GM sold 26 EVs last quarter. 26. I think it was like 25 Chevy Bolts and 1 electric Hummer or something like that. So yeah, they're not going to be leading the change in electric cars. They had a recall on the Chevy Bolt, I think last year or something, and they lost $1 billion. So how that company's still in business, it's not gonna be in business much longer. Something interesting that happened last couple weeks as well is Ford announced that they're gonna try to sell. They plan on improving their F-150 trucks to 150K trucks, a year, I guess. I don't think they said exactly by when, but their stock price went up like $4 or whatever based on that. But they still have to be able to execute. So I'm not holding my breath for this to happen. Okay, so what I learned this week in terms of selling stocks or selling puts, I'm gonna keep maintaining my course of action. The one thing that I'm gonna stop doing, and I keep doing this, and luckily my wife was like, "Yo, you gotta chill out," so I chilled out. But whenever Tesla stock starts going on a run, I just automatically assume it's gonna break through and just go crazy. And the two times that happened, obviously just shot back down. So the first time it happened, I bought a lot of shares at like 12.50 or something, and obviously those are all down. And then this time it happened, I held off, did nothing for the first 2 days, and then when it started dipping, then I sold the put. But I basically sold it way too early, so I gotta just chill out and just I think I gotta keep playing within the same price ranges. So if it's at 1,000 right now, I'll sell it for like a 910, 920 put, and then if it's at 1,200, I'll just wait a little bit. I'll just wait a little bit instead of getting too excited. Another thing I discovered was that you can do spread options in your retirement account. So what that means is I can sell puts on the Tesla shares I have in my retirement, which is going to be a good way to make money. Obviously, you can't add money to your retirement if you need to get margin call or something like that. So I'm gonna play real safe so that doesn't happen. But yeah, you can't do naked puts, but it'd be a put credit spread, which basically means you're selling a put and then buying one at the same time. So you have a limited downside. I've talked about that in other videos, but yeah, I'll start doing that soon, and hopefully I can generate a little bit of revenue that way as well. All right, so that's it for the week. Talk to you guys next week. Thanks.